He's very, very good at the
Oh, there he
last,
is.
very, very good at the last minute song.
Sliding into, sliding into home plate just before the bell.
Getting pictures, but
Yeah.
Huh?
at least shots fired.
Hey,
I was
okay,
here.
sorry.
Don't look at me.
I was sick.
I'm
I
sorry.
was,
Well, I'm sick and tired.
that was my first meeting I ever missed, ever. Well, as long as I've been on this
Thanks for
board.
not kicking me off the board.
No.
And I
Yeah.
literally
Thought
crawled.
about it, but then we'd never have a quorum.
Especially during the winter. with
You know
Dan.
what? We'll call Dan. It's Dan's fault.
Yeah,
There you go.
Dan's always gone.
for the winter, yeah.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to our special November 12th meeting of the Noblesville Board of Zoning Appeals. Can we have a roll call for a quorum, please?
Mr. Bertner,
Here,
Mr. Field,
Here.
Mr. McGinnis, Mr. Sears,
Here.
Mrs. Wall.
Here.
We have a quorum. Oh,
Yay.
yeah, well, big step ahead. Old business, we have the findings of fact for the
Make a motion to
19299 Green Valley Drive.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
aye.
I'm gonna
Those-
abstain because I wasn't here.
No, nays? Abstentions?
Me.
Okay. All right, it is approved. The new business for this evening, BZNA 000148 2025, 2222 Sheridan Road.
All right, good evening, Board. So the property in question, as you mentioned, is at 222 Sheridan Road. The subject site is a 1 acre improved parcel. It's located right there on, a lot of people would more so know it as State Road 38. The petitioner's property is located within an R1 low-density, single-family parcel and contains 1 residential structure currently. The subject site is located adjacent to residential uses to the north, west, and south, while adjacent to a commercial use, the LC Coffee House, and a driveway entrance to the Life Church Noblesville campus to the east. It is important to note the LC Coffee House is also owned and operated by Life Church Assembly of God. According to the aerial imagery for the property, the principal residential structure was constructed somewhere between 1941 and 1956. The subject site was acquired by Life Church Assembly of God on March 11, 2014. And on November 7, 2016, Transformation Center for Healing gained approval for a variance of use application to permit a convalescent nursing or rest home on the property, as well as on November 9th, Transformation Center for Healing submitted an additional variance of use application to permit a convalescent facility. The site was approved for both variance cases in 2016 and 2019, in which it was utilized as a residential recovery house for women suffering from substance abuse disorders. The applicant reapplied for a land use variance in 2019 to establish a permanent convalescent home use on the site. The subject site has not reverted to a permitted R1 use since the approved 2019 land use variance. Tonight, the petitioner filed 1 land use variance application in association with the proposed use to allow a private family medical clinic providing primary care medical services for individuals and families in an R1 residential zoning district. The applicant is seeking to allow for primary care medical services for individuals and families, including wellness exams, preventative care, chronic condition management, and basic diagnostic services. The medical office will serve patients by appointment only and will be operated by licensed medical providers. The medical offices will also operate during normal business hours and will not conduct overnight stays, emergency services, or high-volume medical procedures. The property will maintain its residential appearance and character with necessary parking accommodated already on site, as can be seen from the aerial imagery. The only exterior alterations proposed are noted in Exhibit 5 of the packets, and these are just 4 concrete ramps to better access the existing structure on the property. These concrete ramps will have handrails as well. And just to note, under Appendix C, Official Schedule of Uses Table, offices and clinics of physicians, dentists, or other healthcare practitioners is not a permitted use in an R1 residential district, which is the reason for this application. Based on the findings of fact, staff recommends approval of the variance to allow this private family medical clinic providing primary care medical services for individuals and families. If the board chooses to approve this variance case tonight, you can use the findings of fact that was provided by staff on page 3. The approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. It is likely it will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare. The use as proposed will operate during normal business hours and will not conduct overnight stays, emergency services, or high-volume medical procedures, and the property will maintain its current residential appearance and character. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property, including the variance, will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. And then the strict application of the terms of zoning ordinance will constitute an unnecessary hardship if applied to the property for which the variance is sought. The property was already used as a commercial use essentially for the last, it looks like the last decade or so. So we believe that approving this variance tonight will not change the use of the property substantially. Staff did add a few specific stipulations to this approval tonight. They are located on page 4 of your packet. The approval shall not run with the land, but shall only be valid for this applicant. At such time, the applicant no longer operates the proposed use at this site. It shall revert to a permitted use within the R1 zoning district unless the property is rezoned in the future. The applicant must apply for and receive an approved permit application for all 4 proposed accessory ramps prior to their installation on the property. No ground sign shall be permitted for this use. The applicant, we've had conversations with them and they don't see any issue with this stipulation. They are not proposing a ground sign at this time. Any alteration, change, or amendment to the site plan previously approved by the Board of Zoning Appeals through a conditional use process and involving a new structure, combination of structures, or addition to the existing structure may be approved by the Director of Planning and Development, who may issue an improvement location permit without the requirement of a public hearing or Board of Zoning Appeals approval, provided that the net increase in floor area is less than 10,000 square feet, but not to exceed 50% of the gross floor area of the structures on the parcel. This stipulation was added just in the event where the medical offices are successful and they come back to us in a few years asking for an addition or an enlargement of the existing structure on the property. And then the other 2 stipulations are standard language for all zoning cases you hear.
Isn't it about time that these guys replatted this whole property and brought it all together under one umbrella? Would that solve a lot of these variances we keep being forced to grant to this?
That's a good question. I do not know about the LC Coffee House off the top of my
Not
head if they had a
necessarily.
variance case.
Not necessarily.
A lot of what causes a lot of these variances is differences in how residential structures and commercial structures lay out, and they'd be here for a use variance regardless because it's not considered a common accessory use to a church.
Okay.
So, it may in the future be something that we looked at like that, but as of right now, it's not considered a common accessory use.
What about access? We've got an awful lot of what's the city's position on connecting this parking lot to their existing church driveway? It's a much wider and better access to Sheridan Road. That thing carries an awful lot of traffic.
They did not mention anything about using the church's parking areas for parking for this facility, but they did claim that the previous uses, the parking was more than adequate.
I think more of is the access in and out, that's what you're talking about.
That's my primary concern, not the parking, is just
Especially that
access in and
roundabout
out.
down at the end of the thing, but.
That's something we'll talk to the petitioner about.
That could be something you bring up and add to a stipulation if you prefer their parking be modified in any way.
Well, parking's fine, it's the driveway itself, but yeah. Okay, anybody else have any questions for staff? Thank you very much. Is the petitioner present? If you could step forward and state your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening. My name is Zachariah Yoder. I represent petitioner. I'm from Adler Attorneys.
Mr. Yoder, is the rehabilitation facility still operating in this structure?
It is not
It is not.
correct.
So this would be only the family medical care facility?
That's correct.
And I assume it's for parishioners and members of the church and,
Not necessarily. Practically speaking, probably a large percentage of the clientele will be parishioners and members of the church, but it's open to the public.
I assume this is gonna be low-cost medical care for the poor in the community, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would depend what your definition of low cost is.
Well, you obviously have to cover your expenses, and that's not easy. but-
Correct. It's not through insurance. It's going to be self-pay. And again, the idea is to provide reasonable medical care for those in the community.
Bumps, bruises, colds,
Excuse me?
sick children, sick adults, that sort of thing?
Yeah, and preventative care as well. I mean, the idea is individualized, reasonable cost medical care.
Okay.
Is there a current program through the church already, or?
There is not the individuals that will be operating the medical clinic are two board-certified physicians. They've been physicians for 20 years or more each. Yeah.
If we were to ask for it, would there be any issue with connecting this facility to the church's main driveway?
It's possible. I mean, I think that's something, again, it's not currently connected to that main driveway. It has its own entrance.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions for the
Do
petitioner?
we know, is there egress when you pull out? You pull straight out on a road, or is there what do you call it?
No.
XL, decel lanes?
Yeah.
There's a
decel
wide
lanes.
shoulder, I think.
Yeah, the drive connects directly to the road, and maybe more on that. The idea isn't, again, it's not high volume. They're really focused on individualized care, and the idea is to set appointments an hour at a time. So, I mean, in an 8-hour day, you're going to get no more than 8 patients in and out.
Well, if you come back to expand or improve this facility, that's probably one of the things we're gonna demand is that you connect to the main driveway.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, and I think that's certainly doable, even aligning to the coffee house and making that almost its own like frontage road.
Its own
So there's
kind of its own
less-
intersection.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, so there's less intrusion on the State Road 38.
Okay.
That road's just got uglier every year, so it's not the,
It is, yeah. I mean, the traffic on there is.
We're not trying to make life hard on you, we're trying to make it a little easier
I
on
get it.
everybody.
I don't want somebody getting out there crashed in because
Yeah,
pull out in the middle of it.
yeah.
Right.
Does anyone else have any questions for the petitioner? All right, thank you very much. We
Thank
may
you.
call you back during our deliberations if we have any
Sure,
questions.
absolutely. Thank you.
All right, thank you. This item is before us for a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak for or against this item, please step forward. Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. Thoughts?
I think I agree with you, just if it expands, then maybe we do the road, but I don't think at this point the cost is unnecessary.
Yeah, I don't want
To
to,
put
I don't want to put an undue burden on
Right.
them, but if,
But
but
yes.
that is something that's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll move to approve BZNA 000148, 2025, with the findings of fact and specific stipulations.
I will second that.
Just a real quick question on that. Do you want some sort of administrative review on a time period for the kind of drive issue? Do you want that to come back before you? Do you want to put anything on that?
If they expand the building, and it'll have to come back before us anyway, so.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's just if there's a building expansion, which is covered by our general stipulation.
Right now.
Okay,
Correct.
I just wanted to make sure I followed. Great.
Correct. It's been moved and seconded. Could we get a roll call, please?
Mr. Sears,
Aye.
Mrs. Wall,
Aye.
Mr. Bertner,
Aye.
Mr. Field.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good luck.
Thank you for your patience. also.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thanks for reschedule.
yeah. Do we have anything else before the board this evening?
You do not, and you have
Motion
no
approved.
items
Motion
for
approved.
your December meeting either.
I'm sorry?
You have no items for a December meeting either.
Happy New Year.
Darn. All right.
That means
You
we
can
get
forget
paid
about
early?
that meeting.
Yeah, we are adjourned.
Big
Thank you,
pot
ladies and
process
gentlemen.
at the same time, I'm sure.
I've got a new gun.